You know what's funny is I was going to mock because normally I do like, what the fuck is up, gamers? It's your boy the Goods. You know what I mean? And there's a YouTuber that I will name in a second that I used to love when I was a kid. Right? He probably loved me back. I used to love the King Nappy, the PokeTuber, and he'd be like, "What's good, YouTube? Nappy Boy 92 here, back again, once again." And like, I was about to mimic that, and I was like, you know what? You can't really do that anymore. You know, you can't really make that gag of like, I'm gonna like pretend to be that guy, because that guy got ran off the internet for talking to kids, and that's it's not really a funny joke. We're on episode 34 of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Chronicles. It's actually not Phoenix Wright, but what are you gonna do? Not a damn thing, brother. Oh, right. So present the camera on the new statement 4. What?
Objection!
Huh? Hold on. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. What did I do last time? Oh. I need to press statement 5. I see. That young woman being Madame Tuspells, of course. Precisely. I must say, I didn't expect to run into her again like this 10 years later.
As I've explained, I went by the name published in the article, and comme ça, I found the man.
Yes, the article in the Daily Circus, I think you said. I was a poor student with barely a penny to my name at the time. And the young lady put £5 in front of me.
So you readily consented to having a waxwork of yourself made and gave permission for it to be put on display.
I did. I should sell what little I had to sell, I concluded.
Oui, I remember now. I purchased something else from you that day, n'est-ce pas?
Did you? I can't say I remember. What was it, madam?
His camera.
Ah. Oh yes, I made a point of taking it with me whenever I made an excursion into any cemetery.
You took a camera with you, sir? To what end?
To record the details of the bodies I disinterred. But I had no intention of ever visiting a graveyard again after that night, so I sold it.
I see.
But I still have it, monsieur. It is part of the special exhibit in my House of Horrors. I am very meticulous about such details. It is the Tuspells way.
It would seem, then, that this is the very camera Mr. Trevor took with him to locate cemetery on the night in question.
Yes, interesting. Oh, so now that that's updated, now we go, Jesus, to actually number 4, and then we present the camera.
Objection!
Oh, I need to get my fucking Apple Watch. I completely forgot I had that on. Hold on.
What did he say?
Hold on. Mr. Trevor, do you remember this camera?
But that is the camera from that fateful night.
Yes, we borrowed it from the House of Horrors. It's the camera you took with you to the cemetery that night, Mr. Trevor. And is that supposed to be significant? This kind of camera is rarely seen in our homeland, so my colleague and I were keen to examine it closely. We noticed that the lens extends forward on the end of some bellows. Like this.
What's that? There, just on the bellows. It looks like a dark red stain.
That's right. It's a rather conspicuous mark here in the bellows, in fact.
Good lord! Are you suggesting?
Yes, my lord. It would appear to be a spatter of blood.
Something that could be confirmed with a simple chemical test. Isn't that right, Dr. Scythe? it would be difficult to determine if it was human blood and not the blood of some animal. But yes, to test whether or not it's blood at all is simple enough.
I propose that Madame Tusspel's testimony was correct, and that on the night in question 10 years ago, you were spattered with blood from the gunshot wound. Well, and that furthermore, you really did witness the condemned professor emerging from his tomb. There's simply no way you could have forgotten such a traumatic experience. In other words, the only explanation is that you're trying to hide the fact that you saw the professor that night.
But why? Why would he want to do that?
Well, not for his own gain, it would seem.
For whose then? Who could benefit?
Mr. Drebber is obviously lying in order to protect somebody.
My goodness! He's shielding someone!
Yes, my lord, and clearly. It's someone who doesn't want the truth about the professor coming back to life to be exposed.
Well, Counsel, who is it then? Who is the witness trying to protect by lying about what he saw that night?
Jesus Christ, he's 35 and he looks like that? God damn. Take that! I mean, she's old as fuck looking too. The obvious answer is Dr. Scythe!
Scythe?
What? Whatever do you mean?
Imagine if the convict who'd been sentenced to death was not in fact killed. Imagine if that was to come to light.
What are you insinuating?
And imagine if the convict in question was the country's most hated mass murderer. If it was the professor.
That would be an unprecedented scandal!
Objection!
This is beyond a joke. Need I point out that the dead cannot come back to life? What you're suggesting would mean that the execution never actually happened.
Yes, that's exactly what it would mean.
Once a man is sent to the gallows, he hangs. No one could escape, not in Great Britain.
But the fact is, there was a witness to the fact that the man did escape his hanging.
If that were really true, Counsel, the implications of misconduct would not stop at the supervising coroner. It would taint the honor of the entire judiciary, from the ground up.
And it's exactly because of those monumental repercussions that Dr. Scythe would consent to any demand made of her by someone who threatened to expose the secret, even if that meant being complicit in a crime.
You mean...
I mean that Dr. Scythe wasn't collaborating in Mr. Drebber's wicked scheme. She was coerced into collaborating in order to protect her decade-old secret. She switched the dead body of Mr. Osmond with the waxwork model and fabricated the autopsy report. Lord Van Zeeks.
Pray forgive my freshly filled hallowed chalice. And a whole raft of other discourtesies now.
Goodness me!
It's just the sort of tall tale Londoners would enjoy, I grant you. An executed killer rising from the dead, a Scotland Yard cover-up, a conspiracy at the highest levels. So let me ask you one thing.
What's that?
If the condemned man really did emerge from his tomb that night, only to be shot in the chest, who pulled the trigger and disposed of him forever?
Well, I have no idea at the moment.
You have too little information to work that out at present, I think.
I couldn't agree more.
The Old Bailey's no place for wild fantasies. And have you considered this, my learned Nipponese friend?
Considered what?
Do you realize what a dangerous endeavor it would be to coerce this woman into such criminal activity? It's tantamount to declaring war on the entire British police force and judiciary.
Quite hard to imagine any sum of money being offered for research could warrant it.
To rely on some stage deception when so much is at stake would be madness. Well, I suppose...
And this was no petty crime either. The victim was murdered. A man who'd already invested money into the venture and would be instrumental in future profits too.
Yes, I had no reason to kill Mr. Osmond at all. Or are you forgetting that his death results in me not receiving a single penny? The court is already aware of the contract between myself and the victim. No.
There is a contract. There is the contract. That's very true.
So I'm supposed to present the article and the contract? What? That's so weird. Wait a minute. Hold on. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. Ah! Ah! Osmond. Oh. What? Odie. I literally never would have gotten that if not for the walk. I wanted to know if not for the walkthrough, I never would have figured this shit out. The motive for this case runs deep, though. I can feel it.
Using threats to force the head of the forensic investigation team to cooperate is extreme, especially for a government grant he had no guarantee of receiving in the first place.
If the research grant was the aim, taking Mr. Osmond's life would have made no sense anyway. Which means Mr. Trevor's motive wasn't money at all. He was just trying to kill Mr. Osmond. But why? What was his motive then?
Your time is up, my learned friend. I'd say you have one last chance before the jury lose their patience with this charade. Let's see if you can back up your heady proposal, shall we? How do you explain why this engineer would throw all caution to the wind and threaten his own country?
At this point, I'm not prepared to listen to more of this outlandish conjecture without proof. So, counsel, present your evidence.
Alright. Who exactly was Mr. Osmond to Trevor? There's a connection that no one's seen yet. Jesus! I'm going to have to present 2 pieces of evidence to show what it is. Yes, my lord. The evidence that establishes a motive. Okay, so we present the article. Take that! It's this newspaper article, my lord.
That was written 10 years ago, and every detail has been examined already. What can it possibly tell us?
That drivel should never have been written. It's typical gutter press nonsense that means nothing. Yeah, on its own, it isn't particularly significant. However, when considered alongside another piece of evidence, it will completely explain your motive for wanting Mr. Osmond dead. What other evidence?
What other evidence?
Counsel, you will present your supplementary evidence without delay. Tell us what the fuck you're talking about.
It would be here. Because, yeah, it has the same thing. Take that! Take that! It's this contract, my lord. Mr. Drebber, this is the contract you signed with Mr. Osmond. Yes, that's right. The very document, in fact. That proves I had no reason to kill the man. No, I'm afraid not. What? There's something very significant in this newspaper article and there's Jesus Christ. There's something very significant that this newspaper article and the contract have in common.
Really?
And it's that common link that shows very clearly why you were determined to kill Mr. Odie Osmond.
It seems the defense has uncovered something the rest of us have missed. So, my learned friend, point out what these 2 pieces of evidence have in common.
That'd be the fucking signature. That I never would have found that shit, dude.
What these two
pieces of evidence have in common is a signature.
A signature?
The signature on the illustration that accompanies the 10-year-old article and the signature on the contract belong to the same person.
What?
As the court has heard, this illustration was drawn 10 years ago by the newspaper reporter who found Mr. Drebber interviewed him about his ordeal. If you look closely, the reporter's signature can be seen in the bottom right corner of the drawing. And if you look at the contract here, which was signed between the witness and the victim last year, you can clearly see Mr. Osmond's signature at the bottom.
Let me see now. Good lord, yes! They're identical!
In short, The journalist who drew the illustration and wrote the article published about Mr. Drebber 10 years ago was the victim of this case, Mr. Odie Osmond.
Objection!
But explain to the court why. Why would that constitute a motive for the witness to murder Osmond?
Well, if you think back, you'll remember that Mr. Drebber talked about that article in his testimony.
Grave robbing, you say?
Yes, exhuming fresh corpses to sell is reasonably lucrative.
That is quite beyond the pale. You would invite divine retribution, sir.
Yes, well, I think I've suffered retribution enough. The Daily Circus eventually unearthed my name and put it in print. It caused me a great many headaches. In the end, I had to leave the university. That was the only paper with the bad grace to identify me unambiguously, I might add. Then I gave up on my dream of becoming a scientist, and it was all because of that newspaper article. At the time, you were a student of the University of London who dreamt of becoming a scientist. However, the single newspaper article changed your entire life.
So Mr. Osmond used to be a newspaper journalist, did he?
He did, my lord. In fact, it's a widely held belief that Osmond managed to position himself at the heart of his criminal network, thanks to the many dubious connections he made during his time as a reporter.
So you had to give up on your dream and leave university. You lost everything. Eventually you found yourself working in the field of science, but only in the shadows. And all because of that article written by Mr. Osmond. Enough! Stop this endless drivel about my life.
What? Explain yourself, Mr. Drebber.
Yes, it's true. I had to leave the university as a result of that article. But it was just the straw that broke the camel's back. What do you mean? Almost every student of science in the faculty was too poor to actually conduct any research, but they struggled on with their hypotheses anyway. We all did, only to have them taken by vultures. Sooner or later, you knew your ideas would be stolen and patented by some wretch or other after all.
Good gracious!
Making a name for yourself as a scientist in a climate like that was a miracle only a select few geniuses could ever hope to achieve. Personally, I wasn't one of those geniuses, so it was hardly a wrench. Being forced out of the university because of Lowgate was the best thing that could have happened to me. I call bullshit. Mr. Drebber, do you genuinely believe that? Of course I do. Who's better placed to know whether or not I possess a talent for science than me? I'm sorry to say that your words don't ring true at all. How dare you? And I have evidence to prove it. How are you in a position to say anything about me? I don't know you from Adam. Fine, if you think you have evidence, go ahead, show it. What could you possibly have to disprove the idea that I was happy to leave the university because I lack talent?
Take that!
Your fucking trophy, idiot. Do you remember this, Mr. Drebber? We found it at your workshop. Yeah.
Is that a Royal Society trophy for excellence in science?
What exactly is this trophy, Counsel?
It's the greatest honor that can be bestowed on a young scientist, my lord.
There's no higher accolade. It recognizes emerging talent and promises a bright future.
Good gracious!
Your prospects for the future were excellent, weren't they, Mr. Drebber? Because even then, you were a genius in your field. But you lost everything. You had no more future. Your talents would go to waste. All as a result of this one newspaper article. I don't know when you realized who Mr. Osmond was, but when it dawned on you that he was the same journalist who 10 years ago ruined your life, it's abundantly clear that you had no intention of forgiving the man! The truth is... Finally, he's going to fold. Who's that? Oh my fucking god. I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna beat his ass. Oh, it's her. Okay, never mind. I thought it was Hairbrain.
Hold it. Fine. Clearly this has run its course now.
What?
I admit it. All of it.
What? What are you doing?
It's exactly as the Japanese man said. I was coerced into going along with this man's plot to murder the victim, on the condition that he kept my dirty secret from 10 years ago.
No.
Good Lord!
Dr. Scythe, do you realize what you're saying, woman?
It's all true. That day, when I arrived at the Crystal Tower and saw the birdcage, my heart nearly stopped beating. That memory from a decade ago that I'd done my best to bury deep inside myself. It was the professor again, staring me in the face. And then, before I had a chance to react, I noticed something else. There was a note tucked inside the model's jacket. Dr. Scythe, you will go along with my plan, from someone who knows the truth about what really happened that night 10 years ago. All of the instructions were there in the note. Every detail was meticulously written out. I had no choice but to do what it said. I made the necessary alterations to the scene and fabricated the autopsy report as instructed. There was really no other choice. It had to be done to protect the judiciary.
I like the little brooch she has. I think it's a cool brooch.
I can only apologize now.
Why on earth would you buckle now?
Well, there's no point in trying to hide it anymore, is there? I would have done anything to stop it coming out, even collaborate in a murder. But the great lie about that execution 10 years ago has been exposed. Whatever happens, I'm finished.
So then, Mr. Drebber, what do you say to that? Your accomplice has admitted everything. Surely it goes without saying. You admit your part in it too, then? I admit nothing at all. What? Have you forgotten that the kinesis machine was ripped to shreds by an explosion? Short of me admitting to a crime, there's really no possible way for you to prove I did anything wrong. No! I mean, yeah, why the fuck would he say, I did it, it was me.
Order! Order! Order!
Whatever this man says, I admit everything. He threatened to expose my secret, so I went along with his plan. And Lord Van Zeeks,
Yes.
I hope you'll accept my apologies. What happens next is in your hands, of course.
I have heard more than enough now! I hereby present the final findings of this court! This trial is not the proper forum in which to pursue the alleged wrongdoings of Mr. Drebber. The defendant is Professor Albert Hairbrain.
Very true. It had slipped my mind.
Isn't he one of your closest friends?
As the court has heard, Dr. Scythe has admitted to the allegations brought by the defense, thereby absolving the defendant of any possible guilt.
You mean...
At the present time, it is the conclusion of this court that the defendant was not involved in any wrongdoing. Does the prosecution have any objection?
None, my lord. Oh, congratulations, Mr. Naruhodo! You've proven Professor Hairbrain's innocence!
I'm not gonna read ahead at all.
Without further ado then,
Because I can see that something else happens.
the adjudication. Unless the prosecution or defense have any other matters to discuss.
I don't know. It doesn't feel quite right. How did Dr. Scythe suddenly admit to it like that?
Is everything alright, Mr. Naruto?
Hold on. I might have checked this last time. How old are we? Are we not in this? I'm gonna Google that real quick, actually. How old is Ryunosuke? Hold on. What? 23! What the fuck? He's 24 in this game. What the fuck? Some Reddit posts says they probably want to mirror the age gap between Maya and Phoenix, but somehow playing the game doesn't show it. It made Susato feel older, Ryunosuke feel younger. Yeah, I feel like if you're gonna make fucking Susato 16, I understand that I don't think there's a relationship there, for obvious reasons now, but like I never felt like there was much there. But like, really, 23 and 24 in this game allegedly? That means he's just like fucking babysitting her, like babysitting. You know what I mean? Not just like a teenager and a 10-year-old walking around. Like, there's a grown-ass man just carrying this orphan everywhere. That's crazy. That's wild. So how the fuck old is? Yeah, she's even older than. She's younger than Gina, fucking Susato. Because that's what shocked me at the beginning of this game when they said that Susato was 16, the other chick was 16. Because I was like, oh, okay, they're university students, whatever. No. Like you said before, the way the trial's set to end now, the judge will certainly deliver a verdict of not guilty. But is that really what we want? What the defense should be pushing for now is further testimony. Alright, I'm not reading ahead. I need to be ready, but I'm not reading ahead. The defense objects to the trial ending at this time, my lord.
I beg your pardon?
We demand one final testimony.
What? You do realize I'm about to adjudicate in favor of your client, I presume?
What are you playing at now, my Nipponese friend? Why would you want to obstruct the conclusion of the trial at this point? No defense lawyer in his right mind would do that. Mr. Naruhodo, what exactly are you thinking?
The truth, the whole truth, in a way to bring it all out into the open.
Wait!
Yes, in hindsight.
Ah yes, one word of warning before I go. If, in the course of the trial this afternoon, you perceive even a shadow of doubt about the truth, don't let it slip out of your sight. Pursue it like a dog with a bone. To the bitter end, you understand? Do not falter, whatever may come to pass.
I'm sure Mr. Sholmes knew. He must have deduced that this would happen. Yes, I'm here in court to advocate for my client, and to secure an acquittal.
Obviously.
But that's not all. I believe I have a duty to the court, to pursue the whole truth of the case until every last detail is laid bare. And that is why the defense calls for further testimony from Dr. Scythe.
Testimony from me? About what?
About the nature of your collaboration with Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Ha! In case it's escaped your attention, I've already admitted to everything I did. The whole truth has already been revealed. So stop wasting everyone's time. As his lordship made it very plain, your client will get the acquittal you wanted for him. There's simply no point protracting this business further with another tedious cross-examination.
Objection!
Pray forgive my careless handling of that hallowed bottle. I slipped.
That's what you call it?
What is your objection, Lord Van Zeeks?
The prosecution also calls for supplementary testimony from the witness.
Don't be stupid.
If there's more to this case that is yet to come to light, then I will join my learned friend in pursuing the facts until the bitter end!
You what?
Lord Van Zeeks.
This is most irregular, to say the least. However, as the prosecution also calls for it, I will uphold the request. Dr. Scythe, you will testify for the court
In the next episode, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.